Relationships are the real currency. The problem that most folks have is that, sometimes we get into this business so focused on what we need that when we get what we need, i.e. that commission check, we exit stage left and we are not making focused effort into building upon the relationships with the people that we've closed with or the type of people that we hope to close with, right? Hey friends, I'm Rosemary Lewis, your homegirl, and I'm so excited that you are here. I do not care what it looks like on Instagram or HGTV. This whole being a realtor thing is not for the faint at heart. In 2017, I quit my job as a teacher to follow my real estate dreams and quickly found myself overwhelmed and struggling. Fast forward to today. Not only have I been recognized as one of the leaders in our industry, I have actually grown a business that I absolutely love. I don't care if you're a brand new agent trying to figure out how to get started or a veteran feeling overwhelmed and just stuck. I was just like you and I totally get it. Many times I wish there was someone that I could just talk to about all the challenges I was facing. And that is why I created this space just for you. Like best friends do, I'm giving you all the tea related to navigating and thriving in these real estate streets. If I can do it, guess what? That's proof that you can too. Everything's better with friends, so let's succeed together. Welcome to the Real Estate Bestie Podcast. Hey besties, welcome to episode number 92, where I am going to share with you my secret to earning $500,000 or more a year as a real estate agent. But before I get into it, I just want to give a huge shout out to my girl and my real estate bestie, Kia Patton. I have been seeing Kia's name just over and over on my social media. We've been connected for a little bit over a year. She jumped into our Show Up challenge and has included herself into Real Estate Bestie Academy that is starting in just a bit. And she sent me a DM that just meant the world to me. She said, so excited to be joining the Bestie Academy. I think I was initially drawn to you because we are both former elementary school teachers. I've been an avid follower of your content for about a year, and you are just truly amazing. I cannot thank you enough for everything that you have taught me in a short period of time, and cannot wait to see what the future holds with the new Real Estate Bestie Academy. I am so looking forward to it. You are definitely my real real estate bestie in my head. And girl, we about to be real estate besties for sure. And y'all, I hope that you get to connect with Kia because she is locked and loaded, was the first person that registered for the Academy that we're kicking off, y'all, on October 23rd. So if you're listening to this and you're not already connected, make sure you get connected to the Academy. It is our inaugural Real Estate Bestie class, the course, and I'm just really excited about all the group coaching, all the learning, and what we're going to be doing to just help you in your business. Now, and if you want to register, rosemarylewis.com/academy. Now, let's talk about this money, honey. Full disclosure, I have been so blessed in this real estate journey, and I can be a little bashful to actually talk about what I have earned, right? But, at first I was like, so just sometimes talking about income can feel a little weird. And I'm going to be honest, and we'll do a whole nother episode about just money issues in your mind and what you deserve and when you earn it, all that stuff. So there could just be a lot of ick around money. But really, I don't necessarily talk about what I've earned because, number one, as much money as I've made in this business, and it has totally blown my mind, it's helped a lot of my dreams come true. And really the dream is freedom, right? That's what I've come to learn, is that I want to earn a certain dollar amount because that gives me freedom to do the things that I really want to do and to be present where I really need to be present. But honestly, y'all, the income is not the biggest blessing this business has allowed me to achieve. You all are a blessing. The fact I'm on this podcast, I could give y'all a whole list of reasons that real estate has just opened up new realms of me that I didn't even know existed. But I know that, the money is important, right? We actually have to earn a living. And I have been blessed to, make a substantial amount, definitely 10x plus my teaching career every year. And I'm just so grateful. But I want to talk with you all, right, about the secret sauce that took me from being a $50,000 earner to earning 10 times that amount, more than $500,000 consistently. So here is why I thought about this, is because I listened to, and I've shared on the podcast before, I listened to this speech on YouTube by Art Williams, and it's called the Just Do It speech. And in the Just Do It speech, I have quoted Art 1,011 times. I'm going to upload this, this link another time for y'all to listen to it, because this speech gets me right together, and it got me right together today again. And he says something in the speech that really prompted my thought process for this episode. And he says the difference between being average and extraordinary is so minute, right? And he said, do you want to know the difference between a $50,000 a year earner and a $500,000 a year earner? Okay. And I've been both. And what he said is that sometimes that winning edge, you got to have that winning edge, you got to have that winning attitude, and that slight difference makes all the difference in the world. And he said that the difference between those two earners is so minute, is that it will blow your mind. But the difference, y'all, really is being consistent in a few areas. And I am a living testimony of what he is saying in that speech. And I've probably listened to it 100, probably 1,000 times. I'm not even joking, probably 1,000 times. And I listened to it again today. So let's talk about it. I want to share with you some of my secrets to earning $500,000 or more, right? And the biggest thing, or the first thing I should say, is one of the secrets to earning high dollars, and that's a high dollar to me, I don't know if it's a high dollar to you, is first you have to be able to cast a big vision. I almost want to drop the mic right there, because for many of us, our life experiences, or what we've seen, or honestly, probably what we haven't seen, quite honestly, it's probably more of what we haven't seen possible that holds us back from the ability of casting a big vision, casting a wide enough net where what we are looking to achieve is worth working for. And I remember one of the first coaches that I had in this business would say things to me and really challenge me to write down, she challenged me to write a narrative where I would write about my dream life. And when I tell you that it was so hard for me to write about a life that I wanted, because quite honestly, it was hard for me to see past the life that I was currently living. And the things just didn't line up, right? How am I expected to be successful in this field when I cannot even dare to dream? I don't know how to dream. And when I learned how to do that, when I challenged myself, when my coach challenged me, when I learned to think differently, casting a bigger vision and putting myself in different scenarios where essentially I had to do some healing around money. I had to do some healing around my own self-worth. I had to sit with God, unpack the whole, am I still a Christian if I desire wealth? It was so many things that I had to unpack. But as I learned to unpack those things, then literally it was like chains being broken. And now I can cast a big vision for what I desire in my life. And just coincidence, for what I desire is going to take some M's to get what I really want. And that's okay, right? And this is the thing that I want to say about this, because y'all know that I love the Lord. And this is where I have to, I've wrestled and I still wrestle, is that it's okay to desire things in your life. As a matter of fact, we should desire things. But the challenge is when we desire things above what we want from God, right? Or more. I'm sorry, I even said that wrong. I said what we want from God. I said that wrong. I should desire God more than I desire what I want from him, right? So yes, I'm casting a big vision for my life, a big vision for how I want to impact, a big vision for, what I would love to experience. However, right, the biggest vision I could cast for me is being in the will of God. And I don't want to do anything that is going to take me outside of loving him as much. And it is a slippery slope. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's a slippery slope. So you got to be careful that when you're casting that vision, that it's in line with who God is calling you to be, what he wants for you more than what you want for you. And as I have learned to do that and be accepting of, what he has for me, it's been a game changer, and it's really unlocked my earning potential. Okay. Then next thing, what's this another secret, Rosemary, to get into the money? Get into the money. Everybody, ain't nobody mad, girl. We want you to get the money. Okay. The next one is getting clear on my daily activities. Real estate agents, okay, or other business people. Y'all know a lot of other people listen to the Real Estate Bestie podcast that don't have nothing to do with real estate, but they're here for the tea. So here's the tea, sis, is that what you do day in and day out is going to predict what you get, okay? And the problem, though, is that sometimes we have no clue on how we are supposed to be spending our time on a daily basis. So when I got clear on what I needed to be doing on a daily basis, and here I'm gonna give you this one for free, right? Like hang this up on your coat. What you need to be doing is having real estate conversations, right? How do we go about it though, right? And learning how to have these real estate conversations, learning how to fine tune them, learning how to ask the right questions, learning how to handle objections. All of these different things are definitely things that we should be doing on a daily basis. But unfortunately, what I see is that agents, number one, don't know what to do, don't know when they should be doing it. And then you'll get the lead, because a lot of people think their problem is, I need leads. I need a mentor. What if that mentor isn't with you when you are at, the baby shower and you're talking to someone who could be a potential client? You have to know how to have these different conversations. You have to know how to have them in a social setting, in a direct lead generation activity setting. You have to know what to say, when to say, and how to say it. And quite honestly, for a lot of us, we have to be coached up in how to do that. So when I figured out this, got the right coaching and support that I needed for my daily activities, it was a game changer. Those real estate conversations are so rich right now. And one of the things that I love coaching and teaching, as a matter of fact, that is why for Real Estate Bestie Academy, I decided it when we did the summer boot camp that the best feedback I got was when we do these role play calls. And I think the podcast episode number 91, you can hear a role play call with my team. So that's why every single time I do a coaching alliteration, at least right now in my mind, we're always going to have a role play piece, because for a lot of you all, it's not that you don't know what to say on a daily basis. You just don't know how to say it. You're saying the wrong things, or you're not saying it the right way. And now you are missing out on opportunities. So getting clear on my daily activities, knowing how to have these real estate conversations every single day, game changer and get me to the money. Okay, here is the next one, is creating weekly rhythms. Listen, having some structure to not only your daily activities, but what do you need to accomplish in a week? What does it look like showing up on social media? Who am I calling and when am I calling them? And what are just different things that I need to make sure I have space in my schedule, knowing how to block my time, knowing how to show up when I'm supposed to show up, knowing how to plan for my ideal days. Creating those rhythms of the week not only have helped me beyond my income dreams that I came into the business with, but what it also did is that it has allowed me to actually be somebody's mama. It's actually allowed me to be somebody's wife. It's actually allowed me to drink my water and walk around the block and not just be running around like a chicken with my head cut off with, somebody who probably ain't barely pre-approved. So having these weekly rhythms that we are creating, that I've created, have also been a game changer in helping me get to where we want to go in terms of income. Okay, next thing, secrets to get to the money, is learning how to connect with my ideal client and wow my past clients, right? Relationships, relationships, relationships. This business, my husband and I, we have a podcast, y'all, called Eagle Talk with Team Lewis. And a couple weeks ago, this guy, David Symes, we actually met David in Vegas, right? We got off the plane. My husband always talks about me because shocker, I talk to everybody. So we got off the plane, we went to the store, and David and his wife were so cute and nice. And David is actually more extroverted than me. So he started talking to me. And then I introduced him to Corey, and then lo and behold, they were from Dallas. And like 10 minutes later, we were at the Jabberwockies front row with them because they invited us. So super cool dude, great business. But he was on our podcast, and he said that relationships are the real currency. I'm going to repeat that. Relationships are the real currency. The problem that most folks have is that, sometimes we get into this business so focused on what we need that when we get what we need, i.e. that commission check, we exit stage left, and we are not making focused effort into building upon the relationships with the people that we've closed with or the type of people that we hope to close with, right? So once I figured out, okay, how do I identify my ideal client? That's something else that I'm going to coach on in Real Estate Bestie Academy, like identifying your ideal client. And now, how do you attract that client and how do you wow them? And when I decided that I was going to treat my clients in a certain way and understand that their value to me was way past when we took that closing picture and did that smile in front of the camera and they had my little key or whatever, that has been a huge game changer to the point that like literally I reached out to a client today and she was telling me like, oh, I was so mad, like true story. She has a friend and I am not in direct relationship with that friend. And that friend has a relationship with a realtor. But my client was peed off that the friend didn't choose me to be their realtor when they decided that you needed some help transitioning, right? And that's what you want though. Like I told her, like it's totally okay. But that is what you want. You want to be in a position where you are wowing your clients, where you're staying in front of them. And it don't take a lot of money. Let me just say that too. Like when you start making money, and definitely you should be investing back in your business. And one of the best investments, I never buy leads. I'm never going to buy leads. I'd rather take that money and invest it back in the people who have already given me their vote of confidence because I want to tap into their networks. And more even than that, I just want to stay present in their lives. And that has been the best. So learning exactly how to, number one, identify who you really want to work with, attract how you really want to work with them, do a boss job when you work with them. And then after that, continue to stay in front of them where they become raving fans. That is like literally, that's the dream right there. And that's when you be a few years into the business. That's when you just really have to keep sourcing, like you can keep going to that source for all of your real estate transactions, right? So I am just letting you know that when you get to the point where you understand how to really treat people well and really maximize these relationships, it is a game changer. And of course, something that we teach in Real Estate Bestie Academy. Okay. And then here's the final one, y'all. And this has been one that was unexpected for me, but when I decided to make the investment of myself or for myself to get in the right rooms, that has probably been the ultimate game changer, right? When you get in the right rooms, when you get around people who, number one, know more than you, but number two, let's just say they don't know more than you or they're not out earning you, but they have a different way of doing business or they've been in a different market. Like when I have actually taken the time to invest in experiences, it has totally blown, not only has it helped my income, but it's helped my process, right? It's helped me, like different mistakes that I was making or different challenges that I was having, making sure that I got into the right rooms, aligned me with people who could help me. So I'll give you a great example. Cherie Mack. She was on a podcast a couple of months ago. I attended a conference with Cherie. We both were speakers at the conference. And when I attended that conference, like Cherie gave like such a great resource about a way that she engages with her clients, right? And she told us on the podcast, like creating these Facebook groups. I created my Facebook group, and it is just another way that I'm staying in front of and connected to my clients. But as simple as it was, right, to create this Facebook group, she gave the how, the why, the when, the everything behind it. And because I've done that, this is just another avenue for me to love them well. And as I love them well, she gave me an easy way that I'm doing. I'm already on Facebook, so why don't you have a Facebook group with your clients? She showed me how to do it, and now it has reaped benefits in the business, right? But if I never would have gotten that room, in that uncomfortable room, in that room where people didn't quite look like me, and I didn't quite know if I would fit in, and all these things, and maybe I really couldn't afford to be there or whatever it is, if I would not have made myself get into that room, then it could have left me out of opportunities. And I'm even thinking about, like, Cherie has like a referral for me for somebody who's looking to buy like $800,000 in dollars. And why? Because I got into the room. So what does that look like for you, right? Getting into the room. Are you going to get to the Real Estate Bestie Retreat? Are you going to right now, like if you are listening to this podcast before October 23rd, that means that the doors are open to Real Estate Bestie Academy. Are you going to get into the room, get into that group coaching, get into this experience with myself and with the other Real Estate Besties, where I literally gave you a little overview today, but I'm going to break down each one of these areas and show you how and exactly what and exactly when and exactly what emails I send in order to get to not only the money, but get to the freedom. But if I didn't have the mindset to get into the rooms that I've been able to get into, then lo and behold, I probably wouldn't even be in this room recording this podcast talking to you all right now, right? I think that a lot of times, and I said this in the beginning as we were talking about vision, that sometimes our ability is capped. It's not because of what we've seen. It's because of what we haven't seen, what we didn't know was available, a way that we didn't know how to do business, different techniques, different type of conversations that you can have with clients or potential clients. So for a lot of people, exposure or lack of exposure, lack of getting into spaces where you can truly learn and grow is the reason why you feel like you're behind. So my invitation to you, if you're listening to this, is that if you think that Real Estate Bestie Academy is going to be a good fit for you, if any of what I said kind of has your ears burning and your heart should be beating a little bit, right? I want you to go to the link. I want you to click on it, and I want you to think, oh, can I invest in myself? Because if your heart isn't beating a little bit and you're not thinking like, oh, should I make this investment? Then, you're not going to put any effort into it. I want it to be a little bit uncomfortable. And even if that level of uncomfortability is just like, I've never done something like this and I don't really know how to show up, I'm just say show up, and we're going to open our arms and we're going to welcome you in, and we are going to learn, and we are going to grow and grow and grow and grow together. So that is it. Let me give you a recap. Okay. So how I get to 500,000 or more, casting a big vision, getting clear on my daily activities, creating weekly rhythms, learning how to attract and wow my clients, and getting into the right room, having the right experiences. If you want to get in the room with me, okay, time is running out. RosemaryLewis.com/academy. And if you're listening to this later, I know sometimes we get besties that end up, listening to a later version of the podcast. This is definitely, I don't know when we're going to launch a course. I know that it won't be, after we launch it this time, at minimum will be about 6 months. I have no clue on what it's going to look like for 2024, but you can still use that same link and get on the wait list if you happen to be listening to it later, and you just never know, we might be live back then. But if you're listening to it in real time in the fall of 2023, I'm going to encourage you to check it out and connect with us. All right, besties, I love you more than you'll ever know, and I'll talk to you soon. If you enjoyed this episode and you have a real life bestie that you think it would resonate with, y'all, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that share button, because you know what? We are better together. Make sure you share the podcast, and I appreciate your reviews. I appreciate you giving me 5 stars more than you know. I'll talk to you next week.